left-hand man along with Hunt Thomas and Gene Foreman, and we're just about ready to get started with the second game of the day. Tasty stuff, I'll tell you that. JoJo Seymour did a great job cooking up those pigs earlier in the week. Mark Duncan steps up to the plate. He's a left-handed batter, and Neil Friendling will be working from the wind-up here as the first pitch of the second game is underway, and it's a little bit high and outside. Ball one. One ball, no strikes. Nice crowd of folks here for the afternoon game. That one's a little bit low.
Duncan coming into the Babe Ruth World Series with a .391 batting average. Their bats have got to come to life if they want to stay here the rest of the week.
2 balls and no strikes. You said it, Gene. This is a do-or-die game for them, isn't it?
Sure is.
That one's a little bit outside.
Babe Ruth doesn't let them sit around either. If you lose tonight, you're out of here tomorrow by 11:30.
Friendling, a little bit behind there. Let's take a look here and see what we can find as far as Duncan's total now that they've actually played a game here. They have given us some statistics. Walked him, boy, huh? 4 pitches, 4 balls. So Duncan on first with a walk. Brings up Matt German.
Duncan batting at .488.
Wow, how about that? Concord, New Hampshire. Here in the top of the first, 1 man on, no outs, foul ball into left field, and it's going to go up in the stands up there.
Yeah, Tupman is a catcher on this baseball team. He did an excellent job the other night handling the pitchers.
And we'll take a look here at, we've got some statistics here now that may be of interest to you. I think for this Hammond, Indiana team, the Chiefs. There's a hit over to second. They got one on second. There it goes to first, just in time. Double play. Wow, man, we saw some great action there. So Tupman hits into a double play. We haven't seen, I think, but 2 double plays. This is one of them.
That's correct.
So good defensive ball play here. Brings up David Landis, first baseman, number 44. Landis, a right-handed batter. Strike 1.
David hitting at a .395 clip. He goes to the University of Minnesota.
This one's going to be hit right up to the shortstop. He makes a beautiful scoop on a bouncing ball, throws over to first base over there to Matt Mamula. Landis is out. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first inning. So no hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. You're listening to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series on Carolina 92 in the Wind, 97.1. Shortstop, Doug Morse at third. Remember that name? Dan Poyer at left, Tom Daigle in center, Gene, and Mark Duncan over in right field. There we go. So those are names we've heard before. First pitch is on its way. He calls that one a strike. So Mercado lets that one go by for Hammond, Indiana.
Got hit, Ken.
How about that? For a hit pitch. That brings up Chris Moore. According to what I have now, his average is 667 now. Is that what you would say? I'm just looking at giving us some new league and season statistics.
He came into the World Series with a .427. He's increased it.
According to what I've got here.
I asked Coach Dave Sitkaski of the Hammond, Indiana team if his ball player's going to wait him out. He said, absolutely not, man. We got to jump on him right away because we want to stay.
There's the next pitch in there, and that's a strike. So Angus Fredenberg working hard. Umpire's going to clean off the plate a little bit. Some have different techniques for doing it, you know. Some go completely back and forth, some up and down a little bit, then a little right and left.
Cutman behind the plate.
Right. There's one going deep into center field. Got it back over the center fielder's head. He was playing a little bit too close in. Runner's going to third. He's going to come around. No, he's going to hold him up on third base. Nice long peg in there right to home plate. Tom Daigle was just a little bit too far in. He was playing a little conservative there, and that ball was hit way over his head. Beautiful hit by Chris Moore for a double. So we got a man on second and a man on third.
And the outfielders are playing straight away, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't play back.
Well, Daigle is further back now than he was, and he's still not a long way back there. He was kind of tight up on second, and really was a good hit ball, 360 feet out to the center field fence. Brings up Justin Hornsby now. Fredenberg working from the stretch. There's a pitch. It's low and in the dirt. Going to get away from the catcher, Tupman. Fredenberg stepping off the mound as if he needed to cover home, but the ball really didn't get that far away, so no threat of a scoring run. Fredenberg looks over to third, delivers that pitch. This one's still hard out in the center field again. This one will go between the center fielder and the left fielder, but it looks like it's going to have to be Tom Daigle to run it up. One run scores standing up. Second run comes in standing up, and Hornsby gets a double. So, boy, we're seeing some action here early in the first inning as the team from Indiana gets on the scoreboard. 2-0. Bottom of the second.
Indiana coaching staff said that they've got to get out there early, and they are.
Number 13, Matt Mamula comes up. Hold it. Coach says, wait a minute, timeout. Better have a talk. He's going to slip out there and speak with Fredenberg just a little bit.
And the team from the Granite State has got someone working in the bullpen. Man going into the bullpen is Nick Workala.
Workala did a little pitching for him there the night before last.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Hammond, Indiana. Indiana was beat by the Dare County team. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Well, boy, they have jumped out here on this team from Granite State. There's a pitch, a little bit outside, but it caught the corner, so it's a strike. A little bit too far out for Mamula. He didn't want it. The umpire said you should have. Man on first, or rather on second. That one's a little bit too far. That's a ball. One man on second. Score is 2-0. Indiana over New Hampshire. We're in the bottom of the first inning. It's going deep, deep over center, and it is gone here. Over the 360 fence. Matt Mamula drives in a run and scores himself. The only thing Tom Daigle could do was look through the fence at it as it went out into the woods over the Coy Tillett Senior Memorial Field sign.
Is the deepest part in the outfield, 360 feet away.
Wow. Right around there somewhere.
What a shot. 4-0 now in the bottom of the first. No outs. Number 10, Jeff Nelson now trying to get this rally to continue on.
Maybe it's up over here.
Kevin Emmett is there.
Those might have been branches. It went right in here, I think.
Waiting on him, and Leo Friendling is hoping he'll get a chance at it.
Yeah. It's in around there somewhere.
Foul ball. Strike one.
Nelson coming in again with a .425 batting average.
Yeah, it's in there
So
somewhere.
the bases are clear now.
By that big
Nelson
tree.
steps back into the batter's
You're right.
box.
Somewhere around there.
From the wind-up, hits the plate with the ball and bounces away from Matt Tupman. Tupman looks out there at him, kind of talking to him. I'm not sure just what he's saying, but he's going to come out. Walk out there. I want to talk to him man-to-man, face-to-face here. Tell him what's happening. Come on, man, he says. You can do this.
Beard down a little.
So Angus Fredenberg is out there, and he hit Mercado, the first batter, with a pitch, and 2 doubles and a home run after that. 4-0 your score. Foul ball. 1-2 the count now on Jeff Nelson.
Nelson's a freshman in college in Indiana, coming into the World Series with a .425 batting average.
You're You're Petey, right?
Back
You're
in the
Petey,
after
aren't
the
you?
umpire cleans
Huh?
off the plate. This one's going to be a little blooper. Oh, what a great catch by the shortstop. Justin Webb goes across there and slide down, pulling it down. Brings up Kevin Emmett. Webb will have to get his pants washed now after that.
Yeah.
Old red clay sticks to him. So, nobody on base now. Bottom of the first inning, 4-0. As Hammond, Indiana has jumped out in front of Concord, Granite State team. Foul ball over down the third baseline. 1-1 is your count.
I asked Kenny Meekins, who's taking care of the field out here along with the Dare County Grounds crew, if he puts anything in with the clay. He says no.
There's the next one in there. A little bit low. What would they normally put in with the clay?
Some teams put down something like a salt in there to keep the dust down. Kenny's statement was if you buy good clay, you don't have to worry about it.
How about that? Okay. That's a strike. 2-2 is your count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 4-0. That one's outside. So full count now on Kevin Emmett. Emmett draws the full count, and we don't have anyone on base, so Fredenberg will take his time with this pitch from the windup and try to put it right down there. Little bit on the inside. And he walks Kevin Emmett. 1 out. Looks like we're in for a long inning, and the coach says,
First, 5 to 11.
Yeah. First pitch to Wirtz. Strike. Yeah, he started to go for it. Pull back and a little bit late. So we got a man on first base now. Pitch to Wirtz is right on the corner. Strike 2. He can't believe that. Go look at it from up here, son.
The umpires will give it to you.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, man on first. There's one fouled over to the bleachers on the right-hand side of the field. So Wirtz stays alive. Neil Friendling in the circle, wanting his shot at it. 4-0. Indiana leads New Hampshire here in the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series on Carolina 92 in the win, 97.1, a little bit low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And Fredenberg is still in the driver's seat on this one. Wirtz chokes up a little bit. It's going to be hit over to the second baseman. It's picked up by Birmingham over to second. He's not going to get the double play. He is not going to get the double play. The base runner over there, Emmett, was real good at breaking up that play. He slid in there not so much as to maybe hurt Birmingham, but to break up the double play, which he did. So Wirtz is on, and Emmett is out on the force out at second. Neil Friendling now takes the ball. That was really a good running play.
It was. Friendling was a double 16th in the baseball draft by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
A little bit outside, but he caught that corner, so there's a strike. Who was that you were saying that was, Gene?
I think the boy Neil Friendling.
Friendling, 16? Okay.
16th round.
That one's in the dirt. Runner's going to stay, though. Coach is standing there, throws both hands out and looks at second base. Why aren't you there?
Doesn't happen that way.
He wasn't really paying attention, I guess. So 2 balls, 1 strike now, the count on Neil Friendling here in the bottom of the first inning. 4-0, 2 out. There's one going over to the second baseman. It's picked up by Birmingham. Birmingham over to the first baseman. Landis that retires aside. So the team from Indiana leaves 1 man on base. But they have 3 hits and they pick up 4 runs here. Is that what they do? Do they normally do that?
They normally meet with the teams because they don't want to yell and scream and everything. They lay it down, the groundwork for them, and exactly what took place. And that's why the strike zone is the way it is. It's a real good strike zone. If it's on the corner of that plate, you better be swinging.
Okay, well, that's Good to know, because now we understand what's happening down there. We'd like to know the ground rules. Okay, first pitch is on its way. It's going to be hit out in the left field. It's a nice long ball, but it's going to go foul. And over on the other side of the fence, out of play. So Birmingham gets a piece of it right out of the bat. Neil Friendly's still on the mound, number 37. For Hammond, Indiana. He's long and tall. Takes a look down at Paul Wirtz and gets a sign, shakes off the first one. He'll take that second one. There's the pitch. It's called strike. That's right in that corner you were just talking about, Gene. So when he shakes off that first one, what do you think he's saying to him, huh?
He's saying to him, I don't like it.
I knew that. I knew that. Okay, there's a strike. So he sets him down.
The leading batter, Birmingham, there, 18 home runs on here. He goes down swinging.
So Angus Fredenberg, the pitcher, number 33, steps up there. I knew he meant he didn't like it.
I know that. World of knowledge.
Banks Chevrolet's on the back of his shirt there. I would say that must be the name of a family out that way.
I would think so.
You see that out here and you think of the Outer Banks. There's that first pitch in there. Fredenberg gets a strike. The second one, swing and a miss, strike two. Now, they all have a different name on the back of their jersey. Did you notice that? Different businesses. So I would suppose that the different businesses have helped support this team.
Absolutely.
And each of the players wear the name of that business on their jersey. 0-2 is the count now on Angus Fredenberg. That one's way high and over top of the catcher's head up against the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning. The score is 4-0 in favor of Indiana. Hammond, Indiana, over Concord, New Hampshire. Granite State. Is that where the granite comes from? Must be, huh?
Sure does.
My geography teacher probably
Should be proud of you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Exactly. I used to have trouble finding my way home. All right, Fredenberg backs up, kind of stretches a little bit, and then steps back into the batter's box. He's really in there tight to the plate. Swing and a miss. Catcher dropped the ball, going to throw it down to first base. No problem, got him. So we got 2 Ks in a row now. Brings up Doug Morse. Morse playing third base for New Hampshire tonight. And this is not really night yet, is it? Early afternoon.
Yeah.
Do have a night game coming your way, though.
Sure do.
Fredenberg from the windup. Oh, boy, inside. Had him ducking, looking for a place to hide.
Morse hitting that ball at a 571 clip coming into the Babe Ruth World Series.
There's a delivery. A little bit inside and high. So 2 balls now. 2 out. Top of the second inning. Indiana and New Hampshire. 1998 Babe Ruth World Series. It's going to be a little one over to third base. Picked up pretty quick over there by Nelson. Nelson over to first base. Did he get him? Yes, he did. He had to tag him. So that takes him out. 3 up, 3 down again now for the Granite State team. They leave no one on base and they score no runs. You're listening to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series on Carolina 92. And the first pitch to Gaston's low and outside. Ball 1. Gaston is the second baseman for the Hammond, Indiana team. There's one that comes right down the middle of the plate. 1-1 now, the count. Angus Fredenberg working on the mound out there, serves up his third pitch, catches that corner again. Same corner we've talked about all week long. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see if we bring that second one up there. It's going to be hit over to the third baseman, bounces over his head. The shortstop can't get to it. He slips down. Now he's got it, but it's too late to make the play. Bounced up over Doug Morse. Dustin Webb overran it, slipped trying to come back to it. Didn't make the catch, but no way to give it over to the first baseman, Landis, in time for the play. So with that, Gaston is on first.
Fredenberg has thrown 26 pitches so far in this ball game in 2 innings.
I don't see them giving anybody an error up there, so I'm going to assume they felt like the ball. Yep, there it goes. There wasn't an error. Okay, there's a throw down to first base. Did he get him? No, he's safe. pitch was made in there by Fredenberg. Matt Tupman turned around and threw it down to Landis at first pretty quick, but the base runner Caston was back. There was an error on that play. They put Caston on, and I'm not surprised.
Fredenberg wants to talk to his coach.
Okay, let's see what's coming on.
Somebody's there. Here goes the trainer.
Let's see what it's all about. And one of the ball players is coming off the field.
Doug Morris.
He's evidently not feeling too well. I suppose the medical staff is going to tend to him. Is having him sit down and they're going to take a look at him. So let's see what's going to happen. So Morris is coming off the field. Let's see who's coming on. Who we got over here? Coming across here. He was in the bullpen. And could be a problem with his leg. Maybe we can't really tell where we are, but they're talking to him. Going to take off his hat and kind of rest a little bit. So number 5.
Durso.
Yep. Durso. He'll replace Doug Morris for the time being. Well, I don't know. And all that moving and jumping around over there on that hit, yeah, he might have. I don't think the baseball did, but he might have twisted something. They were sliding and slipping out there. Okay, 2 balls, no strikes now the count on Jose Mercado. 1 runner on first, and umpire's going to come over here and have a look. They say he needs to move, is what it is. He's in kind of a dangerous spot over there. And I guess in addition to calling the game, those umpires also feel the responsibility to make sure the playing field and playing is kept safe. And they certainly do a good job. They're heads up. They're looking for that stuff all the time. Several times we've seen them tell the players, you got to get back in the dugouts. You can't just stand out. You don't have a helmet on. You don't have any pads. You're not protected. So Mercado now back up there. The next pitch is down in the dirt. But Caston doesn't go anywhere. He stays on first. 3 balls, no strikes. Top of the 2nd inning. Actually, I'm sorry. It is the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Fredenberg works real good. Got a good windup.
Swing and miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes now.
Player from first advances to second base.
So he's going to walk him.
Runners on, first and second.
So Indiana. So Indiana has a couple of men on base, an opportunity to score again here in the 2nd. Chris Moore, the batter. Little bunt down the first base line, going to go foul. I said a little bunt, it almost went all the way, didn't it?
427 batter. Batting average coming into the Babe Ruth World Series.
2 balls and 1 strike here. 2nd inning, no out. 4-0, Indiana's favor over the Granite State New Hampshire team. Outside, it's ball. Runners go by. 1-1 to count.
If you're in the Dare County area, come on out and see some of the finest baseball that you're going to see in the United States as the Babe Ruth World Series continues here all week long.
Okay, they're looking for the bunt. He hits away into right field. Right fielder's going back. He can't make a catch. Duncan just could not get back to it. Got a runner coming around third. He's going to score. Another runner coming to third. He's going to hold up. So it looks like Chris Moore is going to get a double.
That increases the score to 5-0 in favor of the Hamilton, Indiana team.
It really does. Did you notice how the infield, Birmingham and Webb, they all charged in there anticipating a bunt? And, of course, Moore is
at second base, and that brings up Justin Hornsby. Hornsby, a right-handed hitter, waiting to pitch from Nick Workala. Working a long look at his catcher, Matt Tutman, delivers, and it is a strike on the outside corner. Strike one, no outs. Score 5-0 in favor of the Indiana team. Indiana plays in two. Their league is in Indiana and Illinois because of the proximity to their homes. Foul going down the right field baseline, so Hornsby is looking at an 0-2 pitch. Pitcher Nick Workla, one of the premier ball players on this team from the Granite State, New Hampshire. Winds up, looks in, and he had him fishing on that one. Strike. 3 strikes and you're out at the old ball game. So that will bring up Matt Mamula. Mamula is the first baseman, left-hander. Hometown fans are here. Also, the guest families are here. You can hear them yelling and screaming. They want some hits. Mamula, a 360 hitter. Takes the first one through right. Digging in, he's protecting the plate. Runner at second base and at third. 2 men on.
And they call time. Something in his eye.
It's back in the batter box. Waiting to pitch from Nick Workla. Workla winds up, delivers, and a high ball going, and it's gone. It's out of the ballpark. And 3 runs are going to come in as Matt Mamula with a 360 batting average. You can see why he's done it. He is signed to go to the University of Indiana. So Matt Mamula opening up with the big sticks here in the top of the third inning for the Hamilton, Indiana baseball team. And that ties a single game record of 2 home runs in a game. Next batter up will be Jeff Nelson. Nelson's the third baseman. And the bats have really come alive here at the Babe Ruth World Series today.
We've seen one high-scoring ball game. We're already 8-0 Indiana up on top.
Jeff Nelson waiting to pitch.
Are you okay?
Look good. Strike on the outside corner. And Nick Workla does not wait long to pitch. Goes into his windup, throws it. That's on the outside. Ball 1. 1-1, 1 out. Score is 8-0 in favor of Indiana. Workla winds up. Ball is way outside. 2-1 count. If you're in the area, do stop in. We got plenty of seating, plenty of food, plenty of parking. You're going to see some of the finest baseball that you're going to see in the United States as the top baseball players are here for the Babe Ruth World Series. Workla winds up, delivers it, hit back to the pitcher, off the pitcher's leg. It's going to be close, and he does have him out at first base. So that's the second out.
The ball bounced right off the pitcher's foot, made a catty corner over to the shortstop.
That brings up Kevin Emmett, the left fielder. You hear the folks yelling for Emmett. Of course, you know, the Hamilton team has Angie Franklin, Jessica Cruz, and Carrie O'Cairn as their hostesses. First pitch to Emmett on the outside corner. It's good. Strike 1. Nick Workla working very, very fast. Delivers another one outside. It's going to be 1-1. 2 outs. Beautiful evening for baseball, folks. Come on out.
That's right. We've got another game coming up right after this one.
Workla winds up. Delivers a beautiful pitch right over. The umpire's going to call that a ball. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Hamilton, Indiana is in the loser's bracket. One of these teams is going to go home. Workla delivers. Ball's hit to the shortstop. Picks it up. Throws it to first base. It's going to be up, and he's got him. Well, he came down fast. Inertia. That first baseman was 240 pounds. He came down in a hurry.
That he did.
So, with the score 8-0 in favor of Indiana, you're listening to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series.
Nelson at third base. Right?
That's right.
See, I'm getting the hang of this. And let's Let's see. Is it Costin?
No.
Mike Costin?
What?
At second.
That's correct.
Home run ball? Way over there. In right field.
Nick Workala up at the plate. Workala, a left-hander. Stu Reich, 2 balls, 1 strike on Workala. Workala crowding the plate, really guarding it. He wants to get on base. He wants retribution. His team is trailing by a score of 8-0. Beautiful night for baseball. Outfielders are playing straight away. Little wind coming out of the west. Pitcher winds up, delivers on the outside corner, and he's got him. So Workala is out.
Now coming up to Matt Jean.
Mike Gaston. Dan Gaston up there. Waits to pitch. Drew Reich right down the middle. Right down Peach Street, as we say. Strike 1. Pitcher winds up, looks down, delivers. Get back to the second baseman. Second baseman charges it, and he boots it. An error on the second baseman.
He just really never had control of that ball. He just bobbled it around and went in the dirt. And so Perrier, number 20,
Dan Perrier
will be on base.
He gets a hit. That brings up Tommy Daigle, the center fielder. Daigle.
Huh?
Error on the second baseman. Tommy Daigle, the center fielder.
Oh, about 4:45 maybe.
Pitch, no good on the outside corner. Ball 1. Wind just picked up, Hunt. The flag's out in the field are really blown away now.
We should pick up even more.
Runner taking a big lead off of first base. And we have a timeout. Ball goes out to left field from the bullpen.
Looks like a little discussion
for the Indiana team. So they get a new ball in the game. Catcher Paul works, waiting. Neil Friendly's pitch. Friendly holding the runner on first base. Delivers on the corner, and it's good. So the count goes to 1-1, 1 out, score 8-0 in favor of Indiana. Both of these teams playing in the losers bracket. Delivery right on the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. New England trailing in this ball game. Strike 3. So they got Daigle going down on an outside curveball. And that's going to bring up the top of the order, Mark Duncan. 1 man on.
Duncan plays right field.
2 out. Duncan looking.
Good on
Ball 1.
that one.
Absolutely. And the shadows start to take effect here at Coy Tillett Senior Memorial Field in Benio, North Carolina. Frittenberg high with his pitch. So it's 2-0. And Mark Duncan's going to wait him out. Neil Fredling, ominous figure out there. He's 6'2". He comes off of the mound real fast, holding the runner on first base. Goes into his windup. Inside curveball, good. Strike 1.
Two outs.
Fredling, coming into the game, has a 7-1 record, and he's got him swinging. So that's strike 2 on Mark Duncan. is 2-2. Runner first base. Friendly trying to hold him on. Delivers foul ball over the left sideline. Going out of bounds. So Friendly now has a 2-2 count, 2 outs. And of course, Indiana ahead by a score of 8-0. 4 runs in the first inning, 4 runs in the second inning. Friendly shakes off 1 pitch, 2 pitch, goes into his stretch, looks at the batter, delivers, and it is a ball. No, he's out, struck him out. So with the sides retired, the score 8-0 in favor of Indiana. Nick Workala on the mound.
Shift my scoreboard around a little bit.
Nick Workala, left-handed pitcher. Facing forwards, right-handed batter. It goes into his windup. Ball hit deep into center field. It's going, and it's off the fence at the 360 mark. Worst rounding first, going into second with a stand-up double.
Boy, Gene, I tell you, the outfielder, I believe, Birmingham?
Right.
Was out there, and the ball, after being thrown to him, hit his foot, and of course he could not control it, and so we get a man on second.
Here comes the pitcher, Neil Friendly. Tommy Daigle's center fielder. He's the one who misjudged the ball, but Neil Friendly up. Runner at second base. Friendly hits a shot. Foul down the right baseline, goes out of bounds.
Mark Duncan trying to chase it down.
Big number 37, Neil Friendly. Friendly for the 6 foot, 385 pounds, brings a 315 batting average into tonight's baseball game. Workala delivers, ball hit down at third base, and he's out at first, so we have 1 out. Advances the runner to second base. So Paul Wirtz is down at second base. Neil Friendly is out, and that's going to bring up Mike Gaston. Mike Gaston, 5'10", 185-pounder, coming into the Babe Ruth World Series, batting at a clean 320 pace. Nick Workala on the mound for the Granite State team. Pitch is hit down to the third baseman. Got him out at first, and the runner advances to third base. So Paul Wirtz gets down to third base, and that is going to bring up the top of the order, and it's going to be Jose Mercado.
So as Mercado comes up, 2 outs, 8-0 Indiana.
New Hampshire. Mercado with a 423 batting average. He got some key big hits in Hammond's big win, 8-3 over Ohio, to advance him here to the Babe Ruth World Series. Mercado hits a shot down the right field line. It's out. So he's going to be returning to the batter's box. At third base is Paul Wirtz. Wirtz got on with a double, advanced to third. A fielder's choice, and that brings up Jose Mercado. Plenty of time, folks. You're in the bottom half of the third inning of this ball game. There's another game to go, and a pickoff play down to third base is almost successful. We have a timeout as the player gets himself up and gets some of this, wipes himself off with some of this
play.
Beautiful play.
Paul Wirtz tried to come off the base and made it back, but he picked up a dirty jersey.
Sure did. 2 outs. Jose Mercado takes ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Plenty of time. We have another ball game right after this one at 8 o'clock. Workala winds up and strike 3. So that retires the sides with the score 8-0 in favor of Indiana. As the outfield sets up straight away, infield playing deep. As Matt Tutman Waiting the first pitch from Neil Friendling to start the 4th inning. Friendling delivers, and it is a ball, low and away. Bullworks has done a good job controlling his pitcher in this ball game. Friendling delivers. Ball is hit out down the left field line, out of bounds. Umpire Lou Filippetti from Stamford, Connecticut, doing a fine job behind the plate. Throws the pitcher out, a new ball. Those balls are rubbed up with dirt and clay before they start. Fredenberg with a good curveball, and it's a strike. Fredenberg. So it's ball 1, strike 2, no outs as we head into the top half of the 4th inning. We got a whole week of baseball, don't we, partner?
Yeah, we do.
There's a shot to deep left center field, going, gone, and it's hit against the fence 360 feet away, and he goes in with a stand-up double.
Mercado chasing it down and throwing it to the second baseman, Costin. They try to get it in.
David Landis, first baseman. He grounded out to the shortstop the last time up. So a man in scoring position at second base.
That's Chapman.
And that's the first hit against Friedling. So coming up is David Landis. Landis, tall ball player.
Chapman on second.
Second baseman Matt Mamula running him back. Chapman with a big lead at second base. Friedling delivering a ball for the first pitch. Goes into his stretch, shakes off one call by his catcher. Winds up, delivers, and it's a strike. The count goes to 1-1. Now David Landis. Of course, tomorrow evening, the Dare County All-Stars take on the 1996 winners, team from Nashville. Friendling delivers a beautiful strike on the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2, no outs. Top of the 4th inning for the Concord, New Hampshire team from the Granite State.
Chapman just kind of getting away from that second base, but Friendling keeping his eye on him.
Oh yeah, he's stepping back, make sure he's not going to take too big a lead. David Landis really hugging the plate. He's a right-handed batter. Delivery has a ball, so now count goes to 2-2 on the right-hander. Charging in at third base is Jeff Nelson. So Friendling goes into his windup, delivers, and a shot to center field. It's going, and it goes over Jose Mercado's head. Mercado retrieves the ball, fires it into the cutoff man, but the man is coming home.
There's Chapman.
Well, Chapman comes home with the first run for the Concord, New Hampshire team, and that gives the New Hampshire people a lot to yell about. They're jumping up, screaming. The host families are up congratulating him, and now it's some kind of retribution because now they're not shut out.
That's right. It puts a little life back into the ball game because only 7 down, and we're at the top of the 4th inning.
So Jared Birmingham comes to the plate. Birmingham, a right-handed batter, facing a right-handed pitcher in Neil Friedling. Delivers a beautiful curveball to the outside corner. Strike 1. No outs.
It's kind of like a new life into Concord right now.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Neil Friendly, pitcher for Hammond on the mound.
Birmingham with a .387 batting average. Really protecting that plate. Delivers by Friedling into the third baseman. He bobbles the ball, thinking he's going to get him out. No, he's safe at first. And we have players at first and second in scoring position, and that's going to bring up Angus Fredenberg.
Landis decided to hang out at second with that ball going to the third baseman. He knew, no way, Jose, I'm not going there.
And Coach Dave Sutkowski coming out, talking to his ball players. Sutkowski realizes that there's no tomorrow. You've got to win here today, because the team who loses here this evening will be gone tomorrow. The players do not stay around. The teams do not stay around. They immediately leave right after a loss and elimination from this ball game. So if Dave Sutkowski's got to come out one more time this inning, he does have to take out his starting pitcher, Neil Fridling.
We've already had one team eliminated last night, the Coastal Eastern North Carolina team. And I tell you, Gene, as the week goes on, it gets tougher and tougher. The team's the best of the bunch.
Just to say, the cream always comes to the top, huh?
That's right.
Angus Fredenberg, the youngest ball player in this Babe Ruth World Series at the age of 16. He was chosen the MVP player in the Northeastern Regional Tournament. A lot of composure, a good ball player. He's a lefty, facing a right-handed pitcher. Neil Fridling goes into his stretch, delivers, and it's a strike. So strike one, no outs. Runners at first and second scoring position. Is the biggest threat that the New Hampshire team has had in this ball game. Neil Fridling goes into his stretch, looks at the second base, and a ball hit.
Right down the line, first baseline.
Foul ball.
Oh, okay.
Foul ball, good call by first base umpire Ray Fussich. Fussich comes here from Seymour, Connecticut.
Must have rolled over the right
It
side
did.
of that line.
Sure did. And we have a count of 1-1.
I tell you, Matt Manula, he was right there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So Frittenberg gets a new lease on life. Neil Fridling, the pitcher. Catcher goes out. Paul works. Goes out to converse with him. There's 2 strikes on the batter. No out. 2 men on. The score is 8-1 in favor of Indiana. Even though Indiana has a big lead in this ball game by a score of 8-1, that's indicative. I've seen teams come back from that very, very quickly. So Angus Fredenberg up at the plate, left-handed batter. Neil Fridling, the pitcher. Shakes off 2 pitches already from his catcher on the signal. That's why the catcher went out and talked to him. Takes a windup, and Fredenberg does not like the way it's going. It's his opportunity to come out and say, hey, I want timeout. Now he gets back in there. Umpire Lou Filippetti saying, play ball. Fridling up with the pitch, high ball, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Landis gets right back on the bag at second base.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of taking a little stroll down the street.
Wirtz has got a good arm. We saw him play the other night here.
No, I'm not looking for baseballs.
And a foul tip by Angus Fredenberg. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Beautiful evening for baseball, folks. Come on out here to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series all week long in Manteo, North Carolina. If you're visiting down here, you live here, we want to see your participation. Angus Fredenberg with a call of 1-2 on him. Count, and he calls timeout. He's going to wait this pitcher out, Hunt. And I can tell you one thing, it is very discouraging to a pitcher. So Neil Fridling goes into his windup, delivers, and he strikes him out. He's running. Can't run it because the first base is occupied. So that's the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And that brings up, let's see, that brings up Doug Morse, doesn't it?
Yep, Doug Morse, number 30, or number 12, he's the third baseman.
Durso is in for him. Yeah. Durso takes a ball in the dirt. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Crowd starting to come in. Plenty of parking, plenty of food.
Commissioner Doug Langford joining us in the booth tonight.
Doug just got an appointment to a state position.
Coastal Resources Commission, appointed by the governor.
High pitch delivered by Neil Fredling.
You know, Gene, you and Ken and Tim have been talking about the, not really the crack of the bat with the aluminum bats. What would you call it? The bang of the, or the clang of the bat?
The bang of the metal.
Bang of the metal.
Tim calls it the banging of the metal.
The banging of the metal. That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
And one of the questions we had here the other night was, how do you know, when a baseball bat, a wooden bat either breaks or cracks, it's gone. How do you know when a metal bat is gone, How does it know? Well, we found out how it knows. Somebody who knows baseball bats called us up and told us it loses its ping. So it gets dead. So that's what they do.
That's what happens to old bats.
Yep. Doug Durso on.
Lose their pain.
Pitcher Neil Friendly being very discouraged out there because of the batters from New Hampshire are calling timeout every other pitch. Umpire Lou Filippetti is letting it happen because that's part of the game of baseball. So we have runners at first and second.
They're really working on Neil's patience out there.
They really are. The infield is playing deep. The outfield is playing straight away with a wind coming out of the west. Doug Morse in the batter's box, and we have a ball down and out in the dirt. So the count goes to 3-0 on Doug Durso.
It's kind of a bad pitch, wouldn't you say, Neil? That Neil pitched.
Durso coming in with a 381 batting average. So Nick Durso hanging right in there. Neil Fredling, the pitcher, into his windup. Delivers outside. That's a strike. Lou Filippetti giving him that corner. So the count goes to 3-1 with 1 out. Indiana heading this ball game by a score of 8-1. I'll tell you.
And
Nick Durso calls another timeout.
Time again.
Yep.
All right. Now we're back in.
Neil Fredling winds up, delivers on the outside. No go, so he walks it. And the ball works. The catcher goes out, talks to his pitcher. The base is loaded. And let's see if there's going to be any strategy here. Looks to me like we have a new batter coming into the ball game.
The interesting thing is that with
Nick Bardo is going to hit for Dustin Webb. Bardo, a big player, 6'4", 265 pounds, and he's hitting at a 273 clip. So Neil Fredling.
And I wonder if we'll see the same type of strategy from this Concord, New Hampshire team that they...
Fredling winds up, delivers, and calls strike on the outside corner. Umpire Lou Filippetti brushing off the plate because he wants a good look at the... Neil Bardo with a 273 batting average.
Bases loaded too, Gene.
Yep. 1 out. Score 8-1 in favor of Indiana. Fredling delivers outside corner, strike 2. Fredling's going to have to really dig in. Bardo looks down at his third base coach, trying to pick up the sign. Runners are staying close to the bases. They're not taking a big lead except the runner at third base. Everybody else is hanging tight. The outfield playing straight away, the infield way back. And Fredling calls him out. So he got called looking, so that's 2 out now.
So Bardo is out.
2 out, 3 men out. And that is going to bring up Dan Poirier. Poirier got a hit the last time up. Very dangerous hitter, batting at a 424 clip. So Dan Poirier in against Neil Neil Friendly. Friendly goes into his windup, stretches, high, ball one. And umpire Nick Filippetti out of Stamford, Connecticut, comes off and brushes off the plate. You getting a workout tonight, huh? So Neil Friendly trying to work himself out of a hole with 3 men on, and he catches the outside corner for strike one. So the count goes to 1-1, 2 outs. One of the umpires pulled his Achilles tendon here at second base, had to go to the hospital in the first game. And we have a pass ball, your runner coming in from third base, and he scores standing up. The catcher throws it out into the infield. So heads up play by the runner for the New Hampshire ball club. So Neil Friendly trying to get out of a deep hole here as a second run of the evening scores for New Hampshire.
8-2, 1 strike, 2 outs.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. My sidekick, Hunt Thomas, he loves the game of baseball. So do I. Ken Mann does. Robin Sawyer, I'll tell you. You got to come out, folks, and see these ball players play. Stars of the future.
I think it's really neat with the host families, how they really get into these games with only knowing these players, maybe a couple of hours when they get here, and then the first game starts.
Sure.
Gosh, by the time if somebody gets eliminated, it's like their children are going off to college or something. Tears in their eyes as the team boards the bus.
Dan Boyer going to a 3-1 count. Neil Friendly, the pitcher. The catcher is Paul Wirtz. Friendly trying to hold a man at third on. Goes into his stretch, looks, fires, and he hits the corner, and that is strike 2. Full count. 3-2, 2 out. Runners at second and third. And New Hampshire is trying to score a couple of more runs here late in the 4th inning, top of the 4th inning. And he called him out. And that ends the inning with the score, 8-2. You're listening to the Babe Ruth World Series. John Connor is on the mound now for the New Hampshire team. High pop-up going into center field, taken by the center fielder, and it is caught by left fielder Dan Poyer. So 1 out.
Just like that.
1 up, 1 down. And John Connor, the new pitcher for the baseball team from New Hampshire. That brings up Justin Hornsby, the right fielder. Hornsby's a right-hander, waiting to pitch. Comes right in with it, and it is a ball. Down and away. John Connor, right-hander. Looking now at hits the ball to the shortstop, Justin Webb, and Webb throws him out of first base. 2 up, 2 down. This could be the fastest inning in the baseball game. So John Connor on the mound. Matt Tutman still doing the catching. Matt Mamula's got 2 home runs in this ball game, and if he gets a 3rd one, he's going to set a record. So Mamula, a left-handed batter, tall young man, 6'2", 190-pounder, batting at a .468 clip, coming into the Baseball World Series. And Mamula hits another one, going. Is it good? Out of it. No, it's foul. I'll tell you, Ken, this Mamula boy is really putting the wood to the ball tonight.
If you walk, if you stay up here, though, you seem safe in the camera vibration.
Oh, he hit one while I was out?
Yes, he did.
Huh?
Yes, he did.
Sit over there.
We got a race going on here, don't
We
we?
sure do.
Thanks to Hunt for filling in there for a few minutes. Oh, he's got a good swing, doesn't he?
He sure does. Mamula hits the ball out to right field. Ball retrieved by the right fielder, Martin Duncan. So we have 2 outs, and that is going to bring up Jeff Nelson.
You would have hit that one fast. That would have been a record in the World Series of 200. Right.
John Connor, right-hand pitcher on the mound, taking a signal from his catcher, Matt Tupman, and a strike. That's
See,
strike
when you do that,
one on him.
the whole camera vibrates.
Jeff Nelson, the third baseman. Connor delivers, ball hit to center field, and that is
right at him.
to end the inning with the
Right
score,
at him, geez.
8-2 in favor of Indiana. You're listening to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series. Yeah, it is.
Been down in there playing and hadn't
I'm taping it on the radio and I can listen to it at the same time.
Knows every time the batter gets up, they call timeout on him.
They go big right-handed batter. Finley from the windup, he's going to fake a bunt, and it's going to be a ball. And even though we're halfway through the game and we're a little bit tired, people like Jeff Nelson over on third base real quick to react to that bunt.
Absolutely. Friendly has thrown 64 pitches in the ball game so far.
I was just outside a little bit while Hump was sitting in here in the seat, and you ought to see the traffic out there. There's a lot of traffic on the road, a lot of folks coming into the ballpark. Good crowd starting to show up out here. Good parking, too, by the way. There's parking available right here at the park. You don't have to worry about that right now. Got plenty of ample parking and good food, too, by the way. 2 balls, 1 strike now. I partake of a little.
I imagine so. You're entitled to that. My wife, I called my wife up. She's going to bring my 2 grandsons over.
Oh, that is great, team. 2-1 to count. This was going to be a hard hit ball, bouncing over to the second baseman.
Oh, come on,
Justin couldn't hold on to it. Trying to turn that glove around backside like that. Looked real good, didn't it, until it cut out.
That's what he could have got to it.
Yeah.
Let's see what the official score says. It's an error.
Yeah, had to be. Had to be. He had it in his glove, and it just fell out.
That brings up the top of the order, Ken.
He needed a little stick-em. See, his shirt says Everett Sports Center. Remember earlier in the game we were talking about how they're wearing the names of the various companies that evidently have helped bring them here financially? That pitch was a little bit low. Ball 1. Another big game coming up before the night's out. We'll get just a little bit of a break between those. Regroup our thoughts. Second pitch is on its way. It's going to be high. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Now, Gene, am I wrong? The flags here on this side are blowing to the right. The flags are there blowing to the left.
That's because of the shading of the trees.
Is that okay? I thought it was something to do with some type of a symmetrical wind.
No, but on the pro golf tour, if you watch, the players will watch the top of the trees to give them exactly which way the wind is blowing so they know which way to hit the ball.
3 balls now on Mark Duncan, leadoff batter. Real close and inside. He's walking. So the team from Concord has got a man on. I like that.
They're right in there.
Hey, they're not out of here.
Coming batting at 488. They say he is a
Got a
top
man on.
pro prospect.
Got 2 minutes.
And he's done a fine job. Good catcher. He's got a good arm. Ball works, goes out. Talk to his pitcher, Neil Friendly. Umpire Lou Filippetti says, let's go, boys. We got a long time to go today. We got another game to get in.
That indeed.
They'll throw those lights on for about another half hour.
Man on first, man on second here. Top of the 5th inning. 8-2 your score, Indiana over New Hampshire. No outs. And the batter has 1 strike on it. Tupman let that one go by. Second pitch is on its way to Tupman, swing and a miss.
Tupman got a double the last time he got up to bat.
0-2 the count. No outs here now. And New Hampshire with a couple men on base looking to put some runs on the board. No, boy, I tell you, even fooled me, didn't he?
He come up real fast.
Paul Wirtz, he had Tom Daigle headed back to second base in a hurry. Daigle's taking a pretty good lead off of there. We got Daigle on second and Duncan on first. One on an error, the other on a walk. No outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, Matt Tupman. Tupman is the catcher for Concord. He's cleaner than the catcher for Indiana. All right, the ball's going to go back behind the backstop, and the runners are going to advance to second, third.
That brings up David Landis. He also doubled it last time up at bat.
And that's called a strike on Tupman, so he's out. He didn't believe that was a strike, did he?
He does now.
It's starting to sink in. And the crowd's still coming in.
Landis goes to the University of Minnesota.
Dean, I hate to tell you this, the flags on the left side are going east. Flags on the north side are headed north, and the flags on the east side are going south. First pitch is a strike.
Can't debate Ken because he's got one of those fancy do-everything watches. He'll tell you exactly where it's coming from.
We're in the middle of a mild twister out here, I suppose. Finland working hard on the mound now. He's got a man on second, man on third. He's keeping an eye on him. There's the next pitch. This one's going to be popped up over behind the backstop and over top of the press box. So 0-2 is the count now on David Landis. Base runners getting a lot of coaching from their base coaches right now. This is an important inning for New Hampshire. They picked up 4 runs in 2 innings. Indiana has, so it's 8-2, but they've got 2 men on, so they can close the gap quick if they can bring these fellas in.
Runs the ball. Runs the count to 1-2 with 1 out.
That's right, you got it. All right, 1-2. Foul ball. Over in the dugout of the Chiefs. And you were talking about lights on. I believe I just heard the home plate umpire say, lights on, please.
Bullpen working away for Hampton, Indiana. Ian Flores working away over there.
There's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Tag him out. So 2 outs now. 2 strikeouts in a row for Friendly as he sets down Tupman and Landis. Brings up Jared Birmingham.
Birmingham got a single the last time up at the plate. Friendly has 9 strikeouts so far in this ball game.
2 outs. Top of the 5th, swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Birmingham. His shirt is Central Building Supply. Now, if they make it to the finals and they get on national television, that pays off big time, doesn't it?
It sure does.
That one's right there. Oh, but it's not quite good enough. We had a little steam on it.
Man, he called that a ball.
Filipetti, the umpire, didn't think it was a good.
That's right. His thought's the last one that counts around here.
Absolutely.
21 to count, 2 outs now. Top of the inning. Concord, New Hampshire, the Granite State team is at bat. And the Chiefs from Indiana are trying to hold them out. They got a man on second and a man on third. They'd like to bring those boys in. Neil Friendling over on the mound, and he's going to grab the rosin bag, dry his hands up a little bit, and see if he can get a little better control on the ball. 1-2 the count. Crowd really getting into the game out there now, looking for a little action, a little offense from Hammond. Swing and a miss. Strike him out. That's
Struck out the side.
He got 3 strikeouts in a row there after he put 2 men on. So, with the bottom of the 5th, Gene?
Sure do. Jeff Nelson be the first batter. Let's see. No, it's Kevin Emmett is the first batter.
Yeah, it is.
Top of the 5th inning. Bottom half of the 5th inning.
You and Ken were talking about the lights coming on. The man with the switch has just been called to go turn them on. So
yeah, they're going to come on. The mercury vapor lights, they take a little while to warm up, but once they warm up,
they're on, baby. Emmett. for Hammond, Indiana.
Emmett gets into the box. John Connor doing the pitching. Connor winds up, delivers, and it's on the outside corner. Good for a strike. Umpire Lou Filippetti, very decisive in his calls here this evening. Connor winds up, throws the ball into the dirt. So we have a 1-1 count on Emmett.
And the umpire throws another ball out there. As he told you last night that anytime there's a nick on the ball or whatever, it comes out of circulation.
Connor delivers a ball on the outside. Makes the score 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and all the ball players on the respective teams standing on the steps. They want to win.
Nice hit.
Emmett hits a long fly ball to right field. The right fielder has the ball at the 320 mark, and that is the first out of the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Mark Duncan was all the way over to the fence on the right side, right field, and picked it right out of the air. So 1 away as Hammond, Indiana goes down.
Ball works. Catcher. Yep, we got a umpire is signaling something out in left field. Could be a cup or something white. Left fielder Dan Poirier jogging over, getting it. You rest assured he's going to throw it over the fence, and he does.
Yep.
Of course, this field is going, not this baseball field, but the adjacent football field will be getting underway in a couple of weeks with football season.
That's right. The first home game will be with Currituck.
So Matt Cutman, first pitch, ball high on the outside corner. John Connor is the 3rd pitcher for the New Hampshire baseball team. Connor delivers, and it is on the outside corner again, so it's 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out.
This Friday night they have a game with Washington, an endowment game, as the Medio Redskin football team under the direction of new head football coach Walt Davis.
So 3 balls, no strikes to Matt Cutman. Cutman looking at his coach Dave Sitkowski. Am I going to take it or am I going to bat away? You rest assured he's going to be taken. Connor delivers on the outside corner, and it's good. So the count goes to 3-1. 1 out. Bottom half of the 5th inning for the Indiana team.
And Wirtz takes the stroll down first baseline.
John Connor giving up a walk. And that is going to bring up Neil Friendly.
As Friendly, the pitcher.
And we have a pitch runner going in. That is going to be Jeremy Ortiz is the runner. Ortiz very, very fast. Fastest man on the ball club.
8-2 our score. You've just joined us. Indiana with the lead over New Hampshire tonight.
And John Monin is the batter. John Monin is the batter for Neil Friendly.
As Wirtz,
Monich.
Who's in for Wirtz now?
John Monich, 6'4", 225-pounder, coming into the game with a .415 batting average. It's a to shortstop. Shortstop over to second baseman, back to first, and they get him. Double play. And that retires the side. The score after 5.5 innings. Indiana 8. New Hampshire winds up. Looks it. And a bunt going, a stray foul ball down the third base line. Picked up by third baseman Jeff Nelson. So Fredenberg, the youngest baseball player in the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series, trying to lay down a bunt, goes astray. So we have 1 strike on him. And the lights are very dominant and bright now.
Hammond trying to get some runs. They scored 2. There are only 2 runs in the 4th inning as we start the beginning of the 6th, half of the 6th.
And Fredenberg delivers the ball. Ball 1, strike 1. New Hampshire trailing by the score of 8-2. Top half of the 6th inning. Fredley with a down and out pitch. Ball 2. Everybody, both respective teams, standing at the front of their dugouts, rooting their team on. Fredenberg hits a shot. Strike. Swung at it. 2-2. No outs. As we start the 6th inning.
That ball went right into the palm of the glove.
I'll tell you, he's throwing smoke out there, Fredling. And Fredenberg calls a timeout, trying to break Friendly's concentration. Paul Worth, the catcher.
Concord did this the last time.
They sure did.
That's how they got their 2 runs.
Fredling swigs up. Friedenberg swings. Ball's dropped in. He's called out at first base.
Little bunt there.
It's going to bring up Nick Durso. Let's see. Umpire's checking.
Bringing up
Morse. Doug Morse is in now. Nick Durso was in last inning. Doug Morse is back in the game. In the 2nd inning, he grounded out to third base. Morse is back up. Morse, right-handed batter, waiting a pitch from Neil Fredling. Fredling winds up, and it's a call strike on the outside corner. Fredling's got good delivery, doesn't he?
He does.
A lot of composure. Gets a signal from his catcher. Goes into his windup. Curveball on the outside corner. Strike 2. No balls. Strike 2. 1 out. And now Doug Morse calls a timeout, trying to interrupt.
Acting like he has something in his eye.
Yeah.
The old eye trick.
Neil Fredling doing a windup. Pitches, and he struck him out. So 2 up, 2 down for the New Hampshire Ball Club. And in the game now is Burke. Robert Burke.
So Robert Burke coming in.
Burke in the game. Burr. Robert Burr. Burr, right-handed batter. 5'10", 205-pounder. He's batting a .333 clip coming into the Babe Ruth World Series. 2 out, 1 ball on Burr. Friendly high pitch. Count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. There, Robert Burr protected that plate. He's really in there tight up against that plate. Fredling winds up, throws him a curveball on the outside corner, so the count goes to 2-1. There, Robert Burr. Weighing a pitch from Fredling. Fredling throws him a curveball. Strike. That goes, the count goes to 2 out. 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs. It could be a very fast half inning.
As Fredling steps off the mound, wipes a little sweat off the brow.
Neil Fredling on the mound. Fredling winds up, pitching to Burr. Lets it fly, and he strikes him out. 3 Ks.
So 3 up, 3 down at the end of the...
Let's see.
And have a new player, number 3.
Chris Spencer.
So Spencer, as our statistician Robin Sawyer keeps us advised on who comes in.
John Connor. Spencer backs out. Connor looking around. Connor goes to his windup, pitches, and it's high. 1 ball. And the foul.
right in the palm of the glove.
Looks to me we got a new pitcher in there, Dustin Webb.
Yep, that's who that is.
That's who it is. Webb on the mound as he count. 2 balls, 1 strike on the batter. Throws another strike. It's 2-2 as we head into the bottom half of the 6th inning. As Hunt alluded to, that the Indiana team jumped out very early in this ball game.
And we get another ball.
Dustin Webb, 3-2, full count. No outs. Indiana ahead by the score of 8-2. Webb awaiting the pitch, and it's hit over the second baseman's head into right field, and he picks up a hit.
Mark Duncan got down on his knees to scoop up that ball, but not in time as Spencer is on first. And a little discussion. Okay, everything's fine. Second base umpire, third base umpire, talking a little bit.
Anthony Walker in the ball game now for the Hamilton, Indiana team.
Hamilton.
Coach Dave Sitkowski substituting freely. He wants to get some more runs here. Left-handed batter. Runners at first base. Dustin Webb, right-hand pitcher. Gets back onto the mound. Holds the man on first. Delivers the pitch, and it's hit between the shortstop and the third baseman.
And it's going to be scooped up by, what, Dan Perrier?
Yep. Dan Perrier picks it up. So 2 men on, no out, as we're in the bottom half of the 6th inning for Indiana. And coming to the plate for Hamilton, Indiana is number 44,
Hamilton.
Chris Moore.
Hamilton, Indiana.
Chris Moore has got 1 hit, 2 hits. He had a double and a hit in the 2nd inning. So he's got 2 hits in this ball game. Moore batting at a .540 clip. Ball 1. No outs. 2 men on. And Dustin Webb on the mound for the Granite State. Webb delivers outside. 2-0. Crowd starting to file in here. And the
Matt Turpin, the catcher for New Hampshire, going out to talk to the pitcher, Dustin Webb.
And we got a new pitcher coming in. The third baseman is coming in. Nick Durso is coming in. And he will do the pitching. So with a timeout on the field, the score, Indiana 8, New Hampshire 2. Chris Moore, 6 foot, 180 pounder, batting at a .427 clip. Doug Morse delivers. And the ball going down the right baseline, and it is dropped. So he will have a reprieve. First baseman almost had the ball going all the way down the field, but he dropped it in foul territory.
Had about 3 players chasing after that ball, Gene.
So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike, no out for the Hampton, Indiana baseball team. One of these teams will be going home tomorrow because both of them are playing in the losers bracket right now. Doug Morse doing the pitching. Batter hanging right in there. Good curveball. The umpire, Ruth Filippetti, calls it a ball. Chris Moore at the plate. Runners at first and second. Count 3-1. High infield fly. First baseman gets it. Dave Landis. And that's the first out, bottom half of the 6th inning. And that brings up Justin Hornsby. Hornsby, a right-handed batter. Hornsby, 6'3", coming in with a .415 batting average. Ninth, runners at first and second. 1 out. Doug Morse, the pitcher, goes into his windup. Looks around and fires away. Hits the outside corner. Strike one. Doug Morse, 5'11". He backs off the mound. He gets back in there. Runners at first and second. One out. Goes into his stretch. Looks around. Trying to hold a man on second on. Delivers. Ball's into the dirt. So that's ball one, strike one. For Morse. Pitcher of record is Nick Workala. Bottom half of the sixth inning. Outfielders playing straight away. Little breeze coming out of the west. Morse delivers. Foul ball.
Right over the tops of our heads here in the press box.
Hornsby to batter. Great night for baseball, huh?
That it is. Fans start coming in, getting ready for that 8 o'clock game. Mid-County, Texas, and the Columbia Basin River Dogs. What a name.
Doug Morse delivers outside in the dirt. Justin Hornsby, the batter. Runners at first and second. Scoring position. Head coach Dave Sitkowski wants as many runs as possible. This is a very long baseball game. Doug Morse winds up. Fires away. Inside pitch. Count goes at 3-2. Full count. 2 men on, 1 out.
Yeah, I see what Kim Mann was talking about yesterday. It almost looks like sitting in this chair that the batter was hit
right
in the shoulder.
Pitcher goes into his stretch. Doug Morse.
I will say, since Ken is older than me.
Hornsby on the outside. And he strikes him out. 2 outs. So Doug Morse coming in relief, doing a fine job. The runners at first and second. His team trails Indiana by a score of 8-2. Mamula, he's got 2 home runs in this game. If he gets another one, he will break the World Series record for 1 game. Hammond in Indiana. Matt Mamula coming in with a .426 batting average, so you know he's got the credentials.
And he'd love to break that record.
Oh, he sure would. Doug Morse delivers. Ball 1. He's 5 for 7 so far in tournament play. Now Mamula calls a timeout. He's going to start calling timeout. Both of these baseball teams, ladies and gentlemen, have called timeout at the plate, and umpire Lou Filippetti does give the batters the timeout. That's the way the game is played, but it is really frustrating for the pitcher. Doug Morse goes into his stretch, looks around, delivers on the outside corner, no good. So that's ball 2.
Talking about the length of these games, they've been averaging about 2 hours, 17 minutes. The shortest one was about 1 hour and 57 minutes. Been kind of keeping a little track on that. This one,
Morse goes into his stretch, looks around, lifts his leg, fires away, and a hit in between second base and shortstop.
Runner coming home.
Ball goes all the way out to the center fielder, and it is brought in. So we have runners at second and third, and Hamilton, Indiana scores another run. So Doug Morse being tapped for a double by Justin Hornsby. And that is going to bring up number 17 on the list, Dustin Webb.
So Hammond goes up 9-2. Still in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So Matt Mamula gets a hit. Sal Aguilar coming into the ball game. Aguilar, a real big young man, weighing 195 pounds. Aguilar coming in with a .305 batting average, and he can bring the ball players around.
And Hammond still congratulating, celebrating in the dugout.
So we have a pitch runner at second base. Doug Morse firing away. Ball 1 to Aguilar. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. Ball on the outside. It's 2 balls on Aguilar. Aguilar, a real Husky ball player. 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes. Morse connects. High fly ball to center field. Going to be taken by the center fielder, Tom Daigle. And 3 outs. And the score after 6 innings.
9-2.
Then it goes into his windup. Still right 1. Ball on the outside corner.
Wonder if we'll see any breaks from this New Hampshire team like they did with Friendly earlier.
You never know, Gun. Baseball is a very strange game. Friendly delivers. Outside corner, strike 2. Hey, he's gotten stronger in later innings. The outfielders playing straight away. The infielders are playing deep. Strike 3. 2 more outs. And Hampton, Indiana will still be in their game come tomorrow morning. New Hampshire, Concord, New Hampshire will be going home. Ben Russo is the pitch hitter. Friendly winding up. Delivers on the outside corner, through right 1. There's plenty of parking, plenty of seating, plenty of food, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the Dare County area, come out and catch the third game of the afternoon, or the day. Friendly delivers a ball. Count is 1-1. Friendly goes into his windup. Delivers on the outside corner, through right 2.
1 strike away.
Friendly, good composure, knows how to work his batters, and he strikes him out. Strike. That's his second out. Top of the 7th inning. And let's see who that's going to bring to the plate. He's got 8 strikeouts in a row. Tommy Underwood, left-handed batter, coming up for Concord, New Hampshire. Down to the last man in the lineup. Tommy Underwood, 2 outs. Trailing by the score of 9-2.
Ball.
Friendly delivers a ball on the outside corner. The lights are turned on here, and we are into that real baseball atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Underwood, left-handed batter, facing Neil Friendly. Friendly delivers, foul ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
If the fence wasn't here, it would have been right in there with the scouts.
Absolutely.
Enjoying this ball game and all of the tournament action.
Sal Aguilar was charging in from his third base position. He was going to lay down a bunt. Tom Underwood getting back in the batter's box. Neil Friendly getting the signal from Paul Wirtz, his catcher. Winds up, delivers. Ball's hit down to Aguilar. Aguilar takes it, throws him out, and that ends the game. So the Hamilton, Indiana team advances to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series, as a team from Concord, New Hampshire has nothing to be ashamed of. They'll be heading back to Concord. They have been eliminated. We will be back to recap everything. The final score, 9-2 in favor of Hamilton, Indiana. You're listening to the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series on the Win, 97.1 and Carolina 92.
Got a job to do, jump on them.
To come back and bounce back in this after a tough one against Dare County, and I think we hit the ball like we think we're capable of doing today, and we certainly got a good pitching performance out of Neil on the mound today too.
Neil had a great day, and I'll read you his statistics in a minute, but Matt, you had a great day at the plate, didn't you?
Yeah, I was hitting the ball pretty good today.
I've got something to tell you, and I hope this doesn't go to your head, but you could break a Babe Ruth world record. You just could get another home run, and you will have tied the record. And you get another one after that. Hopefully, we'll see you here next Saturday. But that is pretty good on a resume that you're going to go on with. Neil, you had a real good day at the plate, pitching at the plate. You struck out 8 guys in a row. You had 108 pitches, 2 hits, 2 runs, 16 Ks, and 2 walks. Not too shabby.
I guess. Coming back after the flu, I don't know, anything would have been better.
Let me ask you a question. Evidently, you had no chance to scout this ball club that you played tonight. Did you get the feel of the game as the game progressed of what you could do with these batters?
Yeah, a few of them were swinging at some bad pitches, and I knew I could just keep throwing them, and they'd be swinging at them. And, whatever would happen, they'd be swinging at them. They weren't very disciplined, but they're a good hitting team. They just weren't the best.
Matt, you saw 4 different pitchers out there, partner. Did they show you anything? Did they give up anything that you could pick out in their delivery that you could hit?
Well, I try and study the pitchers before. When they're warming up, I'll kneel down and take a look at them just to see what they got. Some of them will not do a good job at hiding their curveball. They'll dig in their glove for it. That's that second pitcher that left it. He shook off the first pitch, and he threw me a fastball the first pitch, and I figured he was going to come with the curveball because he shook it off. Figured the catcher was just going to call 1 and go to 2 if he said no. He just sat back on it and hit it pretty hard, but no, they were just throwing the ball over the plate. I mean, it wasn't nothing overpowering that I couldn't handle, so I was just hitting the ball where it was pitched today.
Dave, your baseball team is in the same place that the Nashville Shootiques were in last year. They came back from the losers column to win the Baseball World Series in 1996. How do you feel about coming back? Would you like to play, with no rest, or would you like a couple days to rest?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, when you get in a situation, you know you're going to play every day. And, our season, all season long, we've played over 50 ball games here in the summer. And we've played every day during the summer, so this is nothing new for us. I mean, certainly it helps you when you have a day or two. But when you got to go every day, hopefully our experience throughout the summer will pay off for us here. And our approach now has got to be just 1 ball game at a time. Now we've got another ball game here to play tomorrow. We got Minnesota, and that's the team we've got to focus on tomorrow and just go 1 day at a time from here on out.
Well, lots of luck in the future. May you be here next Saturday afternoon as the TV exposure comes on. It'll be the finals of the 1998 Babe Ruth World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Sikowski, the very successful coach at tonight's big win. Matt Mamula, the big hitter, and Neil Fredling. Neil, congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, you guys. Hammond, Indiana advances tonight, and they will be taking on Minnesota.